What's going on, my friends? Welcome back to the edition of Nani. An episode where it's because animator watching. They were kind of telling me talking about Gachiakuta. Gachiakuta. God damn, can't pronounce his name. Gachiakuta. Gachiakuta. Episode 2. Oh my god, y'all gonna kill me in the comments below. I already know this, but episode 2. I gotta say, y'all, revenge. It's good power. Revenge can motivate you in a good way or in a bad way. And let's just say it helped our boy out because in the last episode, Rita was dropped to the pit to die, right? He gets to the pit, he can't breathe. We see these things called trash beats get ready to attack him. And they were going in for the kill. But Rita's like, no. I still gotta make these motherfuckers pay for doing what they did to me. First, no, I gotta kill off that one guy that killed my dad. It killed the airplane for dropping me in his pit right there. So yeah, that revenge motivation that Rudo used saved his life right there. And yo, Rudo was doing some work on these trash beats right there, grabbing any weapon he get, like a stop sign or something like that. But like yeah, on the roads, so the poles and roads with the names on them right there. I said he was going in right there. And shout out to our guy right there, man. But you saw something. Somebody was actually watching him fight the trash beast, and he actually does, get the upper hand and defeat the trash beast, right? But unfortunately, they were not dead because we see, our guy Engine, he didn't reveal his name yet. He Kim gets to him right there and gives Rudo a mask, for him to breathe, right? He says, "What's going on? What's going on?" And so the guy's like, "Shh, be quiet. I want you to know." He's like, "Let's go this way." Blah 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 blah. Like he kept asking more questions, more questions. The guy's like, "No, just shut up right there, man. We're above ground. First of all, we're not down. We're above ground." And now that I being live right there, all these freaking trash beats wicked. If you don't know, these guys are listen to sound, and so we have our guy Engine, who make work of these guys right there. And Rudo's like, "Yo, give me a weapon like that, man, and I'll be able to kill the people from up the above, right?" And so he actually, Rudo actually knocks out. I feel as though, even though he did have the mask on and everything, I just feel as though with him fighting, losing a lot of energy right there, it made him fall asleep or get knocked out, right? And then he resumes himself as a cleaner. And so we actually go into Rudo's past, talking to our Recta, saying that, every trash has soul in it right there. It's like every non-living object, if you take care of it, you don't inhabit a soul, right? Like I said, you take care of something right there, it will have a soul. Like I said, that was the message from the first episode right there, Rudo has, been living by that motto from the first episode, he was selling, all the valuable stuff that, that the rich side, I'm gonna call it the rich side, that the rich side was actually dropping off right there. So I said, he sees value in everything right there. Every, non-living object right there, he sees value in everything right there. He sees that, there's soul in that right there. I said, I'm gonna take care of it. A soul actually erupt right there, will have feelings, right? And so I said, this anime does make you respect, belong, everything, honestly. It doesn't have to be trash, just non-living objects, to be honest with you. That was actually pretty cool. And so he wakes up and we see Engine, he's just chaining up right there. And so he chained up saying, "Hey man, I can take you to the same place." I was like, "What are you talking right there? You have me chained up." But yeah, why would you have homeboy chained up like that? Now as he's dragging around, Bruno's asking more and more and more questions right there, right? Honestly, in a way, annoying Engine, right? He's calling it this place a spear, saying I'm not gonna even answer to you. Answer my questions right there. I need to know now. It's like, okay, you want to know how dangerous? Engine was like, okay, you want to know how this place dangerous? How it's dangerous? God, I can't remember. It's like Engine pretty much said, okay, you want to learn? You want to learn? You want to learn? All right, it's good to take notes from that. I'm gonna show you how dangerous the ground is. Basically, I would say Engine was basically being like a black nerd because black nerds would be like, okay, oh, you want to know? Oh, okay, you're gonna learn today right there. I don't know if you guys remember, right? Okay, so Engine drops off Rudo right into a dangerous location, right? It reminded me of the Dave Chappelle skit when we had the dad's straight place right there, and so the her dad goes to the suburban side. He sees the suburban son saying "Oh, I'm a gangster right there. you there, right? It's like, oh, you're gangster, right? Okay. He drops him off in the hood. That's where I feel as though the engine, engine dropped off Rudo, but hey, all right, you gonna learn today. All right, here you go. And that guy from James Bell was like, oh, you're gonna learn today, right? No raps in the hood right there. Now that shit was like very, very funny, right? And so Rudo does see these guys, right, who look peaceful, right? But when they saw, his spirit might from his eyes, right, they're like, oh, so okay, we actually sell this guy off because they're mad that his people would drop our trash in the world right there, and it creates the toxin in the air right there. So basically, we're living like this because you guys just keep on, giving us your trash right there. And now we gotta live like this, right? But now we're gonna sell you off right there. We're gonna make you a lot of money, and he's feeding Rudo all this, trash food, right? And then maybe the same food that he gives him, right? Rudo remembers, write those words, right? You give a soul, give something care, will have a soul, right? And Rudo's like, this is delicious, actually. This is still edible, right? Bites his finger off, right? And then, Rudo's abilities awake, he has to have the power of a giver, right? Because able to give soul to non-living objects, right? He got the chain right there. Used the chain to attack the guys. And then he's also used this other ability on the tire, right? And, we see that the one guy, and actually, he actually used 2 objects at once right there. Give 2 objects at once, like, oh, snap. He is that talented right there, and actually, Rio's was able to, defeat these guys pretty single-handedly, right? But, his power does, wipe him out right there because, it's a lot for him to take with, right? Pause, because it's all new to him, right? And it's just like, okay, man, I'm just testing you right now to make sure that your powers are legit, right? It's like, you know what? I'll answer all your questions, right? As long as you join our group right there and become a cleaner. And Rudo's like, yeah, I'm good on that, bro. I ain't becoming a cleaner. I ain't becoming a cleaner right there, bro. No, I am not becoming a cleaner, but obviously he's gonna join right there and learn more about the story, right? But yeah, man, so like I said, we learned that, this power is called Giver. And like I said, I guess she's a unique giver because he's able to use more than one object, because that's the guys we're surprised to see. And so we'll learn more about that. We'll learn more about, Angie and all this right there. And actually, learn more about the world that they're in, right? Because I said, he thinks he's in a pit. He thinks he's in, like, underground. Barely, he's above ground right there. So I'm a little bit confused as well, too. But, we're going to see how, this story elaborates on, the sphere, above ground, the pit, like, all that good stuff right there. Like I said, real man, it's a cool character right there, man. I said, revenge is saving him right there. Like I said, his motivation is revenge. Like I said, revenge can either be a poison or it can be a great energy right there, For Rudo right there, man, revenge has been helping this guy out. Listen, he helped him against, those trash beats. Revenge, in a way, helped him out, to, defeat, those guys are trying to sell him off right there. He's able to activate his giver powers. So, yeah, man, revenge can, like I said, revenge can be either good or bad, but right now, revenge, we gotta rock with that shit. But as always, folks, let me know what you guys think of this episode in the description box below, in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to part of this family right there. I do appreciate that. Maybe you should follow me on social media accounts in the description box below. And also remember, everybody, there's no such thing like better yours. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.